We watched a video.
Yeah, sorry.
Someone stood underneath a roller coaster and they got hit by a passing passenger's leg and it decapitated them. Speaking of taking a head.
Rolling a roller coaster decapitated when they were passing.
Yeah, someone like snuck into the unrestricted area. Anyway, I just heard about it. Anyway, I was just
See, that
like,
put me more on edge.
I'm sorry. I just had to jump.
Welcome back to another episode. Sorry, I mean, you just had that discussion to start off with this episode. But yeah, welcome back to another episode of No Socks. This is episode 11, right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And today, I'm your host, Pat. This is Katie. And we have a special guest, Dom Brinkley, with us today.
G'day.
Hi.
Yeah.
How we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. How about you, Katie?
I'm really hot. I'm just very hot. That's all. Yeah, I'm okay. I did ballet this morning, which is for the second time ever. You'll hear me say that every single week, actually, because on Mondays I have to go do ballet.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Good thing to get out of bed for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
You know?
Speaking of, like it being really hot, you said like the aircon in your car. Like, how was the journey today? The aircon was just
Yeah, it's just like my old classic 2002 Toyota Tarago. It's done like 400,000 kilometers, and just the cold air. Like you put it on, it's like that warm kind of normal air. That's not not too cold, not too hot, but it doesn't cool you down. So
yeah,
it was a bit of a struggle, but that's okay. Like I got used to it. So it's been like that for a year, and I haven't had it fixed, and I should probably get onto that.
Maybe for next summer.
And a few other issues with the car, but yeah.
Glad to hear you made it in one piece, though.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can make a home in one piece too. Every time we get in the car, like, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to be liable for that. But yeah, I guess we should kind of like start this podcast episode by saying, I guess, how we kind of know you. Personally, I don't really know you. Like, but, you...
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. But, you and Katie went to Collarts.
Yeah.
Did you go together?
Yeah, we didn't interact all that much. I just remember once...
You look familiar, like, from Collarts.
Yeah. I think I think we were in just different sections or something. But I remember going into Forum once. I was like, who's that guy? And where are his shoes?
Oh yeah.
And that was probably
shoes.
my introduction to you. And I think maybe that was around the same time that Jesse came to Collarts. I don't know. Did you defer at any stage?
Is this Jesse Cole?
Yeah, Jesse Cole.
Yeah, I think no, I didn't defer, but I kind of went I started off with like a full load, and then I went to 2 subjects and 3 and to just balance it with work and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I was in an ensemble with Jesse, which is cool.
Oh, cool.
He's like really into metal and stuff. Great musician.
Special place in my heart. He was going to do my solo stuff with me, but then COVID happened and it was really sad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Affected a lot of people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It certainly did.
Yes.
Yeah.
When did you finish Collarts? Or when did you graduate?
May last year. For some reason, I wanted to keep going over COVID. I don't know why. I just wanted to keep it going, and
there's like some sort of a bit of order in your life that's like really just
like
routine.
I feel like it.
Yeah,
it kind of kept me. It was like something to do over COVID. I really love studying music, obviously, so it was a good thing to do, to keep me sane in a way.
I think I actually remember walking past on Sabrina and Jared. They were doing Collarts at home. I remember walking past Jared, I think one day, and you were in his global music
I thought you like lived together or something, or
we did for a while.
That's not this house. It's a different.
It's different.
Right, yeah.
It's history. But I was like, oh, there's Dom.
I think you did an open mic actually, and you did something with Sabrina as well.
Yeah.
Something about a team or something in a song, and I thought it was really cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But it was like an Instagram open mic. So
I think
not really an open mic. But
did we do the same
digital open mic?
Digital open mic. It is real. So
when COVID was happening, and then people started getting into the business of live streaming music, and there were a couple people putting on live stream events, and I think were we in the same We might have. Either way,
Maybe.
there's just
I
lots
watched
of,
one and then you were on, so maybe I was on that. I don't know.
But it's, at some stage, though, it's just, crossing paths in little ways, but never getting to sit down to have a
Here we are.
conversation like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
so
I mean,
got a bit rambly there. My bad.
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
Keep it real.
Yeah. I mean, like even if there was COVID and everything, you've been releasing music over the last few years, though, right? You released your EP.
Yeah, I had released an EP last year, Moonlight Dreams. Yeah. And then I had a few singles in 2020.
Climate Blues
is the first one.
Trees.
Yeah, Cut Down a Tall Tree, and then Stumbling Home. It's like three kind of blues rock kind of ones. But before that, I was playing in a few bands as well, and then but I'd never had maybe the confidence and I never really thought of being solo. Actually, I kind of liked being guitar in a band and. Kind of going a bit off topic here, but
no, that's all right.
No.
Yeah. I guess quick question though. It's your vocals on those tracks as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's awesome. I was just we were just curious whether I was curious whether that was like I assumed it was, but
which one? Sorry,
is it all of it? The solo work?
Oh, like all the solo stuff? Yeah,
it's all just your vocals and.
I think there's a couple of instrumental tracks, but
Dance of the Ancient Forest.
Yes,
that doesn't have vocals at all.
Yeah, no.
And is there another one that doesn't have it? Because that's the one
I'm
that
thinking of the remix, which is the same song. It's like my friend Jonty, Trevitsky. That's his project.
That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
because I was like Chikwiki or something like.
Yeah, no, I think he likes the confusion and not to kiss his last name.
Can you pronounce it one more time?
Trevitsky.
Trevitsky.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope I've got it right, Jonty. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Right.
Because I listen to this. But.
I was looking at that like last few days. I'm like, how do you pronounce it?
Yeah.
How are you going to ask a question about it if
Capital
you can't pronounce it? Ooh.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Trevitsky.
Yeah.
Trevitsky.
And I guess one of the questions I had is that, from our past guests so far, we haven't really had anyone who's had like a remix done for any of their songs.
Yeah, right, okay.
And so how did that come to fruition really?
Yeah, I did think Jonty just like said he enjoyed the song, which meant a lot and stuff. And then he said he wanted to make a remix, and like it was just I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a huge remix kind of listener. Like I can respect it and stuff, but it's just not really my like I personally wouldn't make a remix. It's just not the kind of music I make, but I kind of like the idea of someone else's interpretation of my track maybe. So and we've been friends and we play in a band called Modes of Appreciation together.
You're a quarter of Modes of Appreciation?
Yes, I am. Yeah. You probably saw that on the...
Yeah, exactly.
But where have I written that before? Yeah.
Yeah. Does that mean like, for I guess remixes, does that sort of extend to the idea of not really being a fan of like covers and arrangements of other songs as well?
Oh, no. Not really. I'm not trying to diss on remixes.
Oh, no. It's just, I was just, curious because everyone has their own taste,
like covers is in like...
Why'd you look at me, Brad? Sorry. He just looked at me and was like, okay. But, sorry, okay.
Wait, do you mean cover songs like when you're playing a gig and you're covering a song?
It's like,
This is kind of, I'm like, because I'm here knowing the answers to some of these questions and I'm like, what? Like as in, maybe I should have mentioned this. Yeah, we actually, Brandon and I, we watched you perform back in February.
Yeah.
And I think
awesome.
you did a cover, didn't you? Of would have been like some. What did I do? Was it Jimi Hendrix? Or
no, it was like Catfish Blues. A song by Muddy Waters, like a blues guitarist from. I think 1950s and stuff. But Gary Clark Jr. covered it, and Jimi Hendrix covered it too. And I was really more influenced by the Gary Clark Jr. version.
Okay.
I just love that kind of improv, kind of bluesy kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I guess it's an example of a cover. It's like you can try to make it your own, maybe.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Even though probably my guitar playing sounds similar, maybe. But I don't know.
But Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think it seems like you have I think the love shows, especially, I think people have their favorite artists, and I've gotten the impression of this, and I think you've said it somewhere too, that you enjoy the Beatles.
Yeah, I think the influence comes out with them. I watched the whole Get Back documentary and stuff. Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet because when I look at it, I go, I can't do it. I'm not ready yet.
I'm a big fan of the Beatles. Can't deny that.
There's something about I think it's like the just psychedelic. I'm a big fan of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Oh yeah, massive.
Yeah. And I don't know. That's why. I don't know. I like I like the the raw element in some music. So I'm not always instantly drawn to things that have more
refinement.
Like production and MIDI bits and.
Yeah, right.
I just really like the sound of I love live music.
Yeah.
And they're trying to capture that. I think we get it less in popular music these days, except for punk and folk and rock. I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
No,
but
I see what you mean. Yeah,
but I get that when I listen to your music. I get that. It's the same reason why I listen to the Beatles or or Jeff Buckley or something. I like that. There's a real presence there and the human element and.
Yeah, right. Well, those artists are pretty top tier, insane.
It's they didn't full on comp everything. For a lot of stuff. And I guess I was in the car and having a conversation with someone, and I guess it's you really, with more recent sort of studio work, it's we kind of tend to add the reverb after, right?
Yeah,
digital reverb. But I feel at least I don't know that much about recording, but it's sort of old records and everything. They generally have that. You can kind of hear a natural reverb, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
It's I'm just thinking of Led Zeppelin. It's the quality of that just doesn't sound doesn't sound super crisp. You know what I mean? Even if you listen to an old Hendrix record, right? It's it has that sound it came straight from an amp rather than using a direct a plug-in.
I think that's kind of impressive because it's it shows more of a human element maybe to me. It's a similar wavelength with that, I think. I think, what was it, a couple of Beatles albums, I don't know which ones, but they might have been recorded all in a room.
Yeah,
at the same time.
Full disclosure, I don't listen to that much Beatles, but Day Tripper, I'm thinking about that, and it's just it sounds like they're just in a room, just jamming out the song.
Yeah. And I think there's been a revival of that kind of thing maybe recently, personally.
It's definitely
I can hear
definitely coming back.
Especially within rock kind of subgenres maybe, folk and as you were saying. Yeah.
It's the indie sound.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes me happy though.
Speaking of the Beatles and I guess, those are kind of recordings, but what would you say your most, your musical influences, I guess, because you're predominantly a guitarist.
Yeah.
Right?
So artists and stuff?
Who are your biggest influences?
Well, I've always loved guitar, but I've kind of always felt like I was more of a songwriter kind of thing. Just like Nick Drake is this folk guy from the 70s.
Really kind of depressing, right?
Yeah, really depressing.
The one album and it's just
and then he dies sad. But I don't think he got recognition till after he died.
One of the posthumous recognition, But
I still really like that kind of that cathartic kind of singing about depressing emotions. I don't know. That sounds weird, but
it's true though. It definitely has a place.
I'm an Elliott Smith fan, so
right.
This is a
ending. No, I haven't actually checked out most of his stuff, so. Nick Drake.
Cool.
John Butler Trio is a good example. I love that open tuning kind of guitar thing.
Dadgad.
Dadgad is half of the EP. So 3 songs. They transition into each other with Dadgad with the capo on the 3rd fret.
Did you happen to catch them live? A couple of months ago, they were performing. I think John Butler Trio.
Right.
Had a concert
weren't they
this year.
Performing at the Palais Theatre?
I don't remember.
I was meant to see them. It got cancelled because of COVID once. Yeah, I don't know if that was.
Damn.
Yeah, you'd be familiar with that. Everything getting cancelled because of COVID.
Oh, yeah,
I was just talking about all your gigs. I'm just watching them come up like, oh.
There's like no emotion anymore. It's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It only happened a few times, but it was like the same gig for like several months.
And they just finally decided to just go.
Yeah.
Cut it. Yeah. Damn.
A few weeks before, a couple. I was actually in Alice Springs, and then I came back with my partner, and then in the middle of the year, which was really nice after being locked down for so long.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then when I came back for like a gig, and then it got cancelled when I got back, but I was like, oh, I should have stayed in. Anyway, shouldn't complain about that. Everything's good.
Everything's good. Yeah.
But how did you actually? Because as someone, I really resonated with what you said before about, Pat asked about guitar, and then you mentioned always connecting or identifying more as a songwriter.
Yeah.
That's how I've always been. Like,
yeah, right. Yep.
It's kind of been like when I first started playing guitar, I would have been, guitar, fingerstyle guitar.
Oh, you play as well. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And then afterwards, it was sort of like I listened to Ed Sheeran. I was a pop kid back then. And then I sort of kind of was like, yeah, I like sort of singing with my not so great voice. And then I think songwriting kind of just evolved. Not devolved, but like I kind of started going into that.
Evolved.
Right. Okay. Like you didn't do it as much. Like.
It was more like So I went from fingerstyle guitar, and then I went to like songwriting is kind of cool, like writing songs or writing my own stuff rather than doing fingerstyle guitar arrangements.
Yeah. Right.
And then so nowadays I'm like, you also teach guitar, don't you, as well?
Yeah. Mainly to primary school kids and
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like I teach guitar too. And I did message you about that one time.
Oh yeah,
the Little Wing.
Yeah, you were P&G. Yeah. That's you. Yeah, cool. Sorry.
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah. Sorry.
What?
But,
for the audience, what?
So Dom. So you teach. You're teaching Little Wing.
That was you who messaged me. Like,
that's cool. I had a feeling that was the case. So I was like, all right. But you're teaching Little Wing.
Yeah,
to one of your students.
I had to learn it first. You know what I mean? I don't know how you go with. Do you teach songs like that or like Little Wing and?
Depends. So I teach probably like primary school kids.
Yep.
And it's just a range because it's not at a. Do you teach at like a primary school?
Yeah, it's like a music company, and like they go to a few primary schools.
Oh, okay,
in the area kind of thing.
So mine's a little different, where it's like I teach like there's a kind of like a kind of grades almost.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Okay.
AGME, so Australian Guild of Music Education, and they have like there's just a centre, I guess, and I just teach guitar to like primary school kids to.
Yeah, cool.
I have 2 mature age students, so it kind of ranges from primary, high school. But so what was the question?
No, I can't remember.
How do you teach guitar? Was it?
Yeah. Was I asking you that or? No, I was just listening to what you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I am kind of a theory dude, but like I teach, I guess. Do you teach sheet music or like notation, or is it more just tabs and just like from out of like?
No, I do teach notation. I've had to work on that myself a bit since doing Collarts. I always more tried to, not to sound like cliche and all that, but play by ear and all that. And
I had that phase too. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, it's like
every guitarist has that phase. Or,
it's like
musician.
You hear about your favorite musicians and how they didn't read music and
yeah.
But yeah, then I don't know. I think you get to a certain level when you want to. I think this is answering a question. You get to a certain level where you want to keep expanding it, kind of thing. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like I started by reading sheet music.
Yeah,
and then I sort of went out of it. Right. So I'm like, I want to arrange this fingerstyle guitarist, because you look on YouTube and like, I play this by ear. I've arranged this song by ear, and it's like, damn, that's impressive.
Wow.
But then. Yeah, no, I was never that good at it, but
is that like when I think of fingerstyle guitar? Can you give me
Tommy Emmanuel, Sung
cool.
Jong, like, or like, I'm trying to think of
awesome
other people.
Like John Butler's a good influence.
Yeah, John Butler would do that. Yeah. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, he does do that. That kind of stuff though. Yeah, when you it's like, hear like I guess for people who don't know, there's like modern sort of fingerstyle guitar where it's sort of like it's like a piano. If you think about people making a piano arrangement of a song and stripping it back to a piano, it's like that, but just guitar. Usually on like an acoustic steel string or something. But yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. But then I gave up on that.
No, I think that'd be cool to do more of that, I think, for me.
It's definitely stuck with me, some of those skills, though. Definitely.
Is it more like arranging things, or is it kind of like...
just how a bit of how I play. Some of my more acoustic sort of songs, I'll kind of go back into that with the finger picking and everything. But yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I think I don't really... like with sheet music, and I think you were saying that before. I don't really... I teach this to a certain level, and then it's like what the student wants to learn as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I'm teaching like, I don't know, VCE to a couple of students, and it's a bit like a bit full on, and I don't know what I've got myself into.
The little wing.
I'm like, shit.
Did I guess when you first learned, sorry, Kate, just quick, did your guitar teacher go like, did you do VCE music by any chance?
I did, but I did group performance. I didn't do solo, because like I've always had which is not good if you're teaching people, but I like to think I've got better since then. But I was more into like the collaborating and being creative, and for me, like just from where I've come from with guitar, like the way I learnt, kind of I preferred the whole, as I said, playing by ear and being able to add your own interpretation to things. For example, if you're learning Little Wing, like for me to be able to add my own thing, as like Steve Ray and Vaughan did to the Hendrix
exactly.
version.
6 minutes worth, or 4 minutes worth adding to it. But
true. Too long, but
that's like a debate against the guitar community, isn't it? But
they're both great guitarists.
Yeah, definitely. But it's like, your guitar teacher's just like, that's good, but like, can you just maybe add a bit more feel, like that Jimmy feel?
I'll probably say that a lot.
Does that mean? The heck does that mean, man?
What am I talking about? Yeah.
But sorry, Katie, what were you going to say before I cut you off?
Shit, I don't know. This has raised a number of questions for me. I've got some in the bank. All right. Okay. Let me organise my brain. Well, first of all, what's going to detour? Okay, well, listening to you speak about that as well. Well, when Pat did VCE music, I've got an interesting story for that in the future if I ever do my episode. Yeah, in my VCE year, there were more of us. So we had, most of us did solo. Some of us did some of us did do group though, and actually, basically, the rest of us went into that group as well to support them, because they were like. We're like, we had a bit of that thing as well, yeah. And it's definitely, I guess, just in general. I mean, I've done a lot of both, but what you're talking about, playing in a group and whatnot, and you said that you might do a bit of that. You just do it more like Jimmy, man, or I don't know. What did you guys say? I don't know. You got to get the feel right. I feel like it's not quite playing note by note. Like it's like you just got to, you're gonna hammer on with that subtlety, that little punchiness. It's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm just gonna just imitate the record, but you can't imitate Hendrix. Yeah, you can try, but I feel like also those guys like Hendrix is a good example of someone who didn't actually, not to hijack what you're going to say, but it's okay. Or who kind of like didn't know the theory behind what he was playing at the time, but was obviously incredibly musical. Yeah. So it's like he intuitively knew the theory, maybe. He just listened to it. I was just going to say, on that subject. So I guess, especially if you're teaching to VCE students. Oh my God, I've been there, man. Oh, you've done that as well? Like, cool. As in not teaching, but as in I've been that student stressing the heck out. Like, do you feel, because I think you have, I don't know, you've got an energy. Hopefully it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. Some people have like a kinder, warmer energy. And I think, how much do you, so there's teaching, but also
It's like being psychiatrist to the students
a bit
to
of
break
that,
down
like
every
that. And
every performance. Yeah.
And then like, you know, you bring that
The empathy
yeah,
kind of vibe.
and I feel like, is that something that you feel like you do?
Yeah,
or?
definitely. I think that's I like to think that's an important thing. You know, to kind of know, you know, if someone's stressing out because they didn't have time to practice and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they've got like 5 sacks due or something.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But I'm still figuring it out with the VCA thing, to be honest. I'm still kind of like,
you're like 6 months out, like 6-7 months out to that final exam.
Yeah.
Are you student?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, it's not my exam.
It's like whenever I do a grade, it's like, it's not my exam, you know, but like you still can't help but feel nervous about it for them.
I guess, you know, it's like I'm there to help them as they go through the piece. So as they're going through and then they're like, oh, what does this mean kind of thing? And then I'm there to kind of guide them through that kind of thing. Yeah.
I guess on the flip,
if that answers the question.
I was just wondering. On the flip side, I guess teaching younger kids, because just for a short period of time, 4 months, I taught piano when I first taught. I had a 6-year-old kid, maybe a 10-year-old kid.
Yep.
This 6-year-old was like, oh shit, oh my god.
Yeah.
There was this one time he was rolling his head up and down the keys. I'm like, hey, and I'm like, maybe I'm not equipped for this yet. But it's the energy is insane. Like, do you? How
do I deal with that?
How do you deal with that? And you know, as someone who does have empathy, who like shaped that? Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Like empathy or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
I guess like
maybe else
teaching role model, right? Is that what you're asking? Like.
I was just wondering,
if you had a guitar teacher or like a teacher in general, you're like, I kind of want to adopt kind of how they kind of taught me.
I guess like when I'm teaching, I'm thinking about the guy who taught me, and like I had the same guitar teacher from like 2006, 2013 or something. So I think of like, I'm kind of like, what would Michael do? Like, you know, in the situation, I'm like imagining me, because I was that kid that kind of was distracted, thinking about something else, not listening, kind of thing a little bit. So I guess it kind of comes from that, you know, if it's like a undisciplined child, like I was that kind of kid maybe a little bit. So it's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, and just accepting, like, if they're there and they're just mucking around, it's like, okay, start jamming. And
because like sometimes the kid,
you turn into like a fun, less structured kind of fun kind of thing, and just go with the flow a bit, I guess.
It definitely happens. Teach a couple of my lessons. A couple of my lessons, it tends to happen. It's like, this kid is kind of, you know, just super energetic today, and they're just like, their mind's just racing, or they're like super tired. And they're just like, this is not their day, pretty much.
Just reading the energy and
I usually just
that.
like, because I do a lot of kind of structured stuff, I'm like, we'll just jam. We'll just jam, or we'll just, you know, like, let's just not read anything and just go with the flow and just play that way. I think that tends to be the case.
And I think it keeps it like, I agree, like it keeps it kind of like
we just listen to music as well, actually. Kind of just sometimes that, just
like on Spotify or whatever, and
it's like just put your guitar down if you're really tired, but just, you know, just listen to music. That's still passive kind of learning. Like
it's like getting inspired. It's like,
pretty much.
I remember reading some of that. It's just as important to get inspired. I don't know, this might be just, maybe I've read it, but maybe
I definitely think, like, I don't know where I've heard that, but like I've heard something about that as well. It's the same thing with songwriting, or even when you like, you know, uni and stuff, or like tertiary, they're like, what are you doing? You should be listening to all these things. That's why they set readings, or like songs to listen to each week, right? So you can just keep on expanding your knowledge about what's possible. And I find kids don't really do that. How about you guys?
Like it's like they naturally don't
it's like I have to like sometimes go like, hey, have you heard this song? And like, no. I'm like, fair enough.
I think someone from, not to interrupt, like someone from Collarts, Adam King, he was saying how like, like big fan, and
Yeah.
Yeah, this great drummer and teacher and everything.
Right.
And he was saying how, he was saying how like when you're teaching like kids, it's like important to make sure they're having a good time, like having fun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because say if like some of them don't learn music beyond that, and it's like, well, they can remember like, I had a great time playing guitar or keyboard or whatever in primary school.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I agree.
That feels right.
But then I feel like some kids just are never gonna have fun.
Yeah.
So like I think with them,
It's always like
they're just like
face.
whatever. But I feel like, I guess, because I had recently, I started teaching a kid that's like he finds singing cringe, but like sorry kid, I'm not gonna that's as much. I won't name your name.
He hates singing.
He's singing's kind of cringe.
He said that.
Yeah.
His own singing.
His own singing, or just like learning, like, because I'm like, so what kind of songs do you want to learn? And he's just like, he won't give me any recommendations because he's like, he's shy, but he's also just like learning, asking your guitar teacher like songs is kind of cringe. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's kind of sad, because like that was what I was like, where my guitar teacher would be like, so what kind of songs do you want to learn? And I'm like, I don't know. But I clearly had songs I wanted to learn. I was learning them outside of the lessons, but like it's just kind of awkward in some ways. Depends what you listen to, I guess.
It's like, do you shape that as a guitar teacher? It's like, is your role to shape that, or is it your role to to guide them into listening to, like, say if they haven't formed a musical identity yet in a way, and they're like primary school or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it is sort of important though, like just to at least give them more exposure, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I see it like
just by listening to music at least, or playing a bunch of random stuff.
Definitely.
It's kind of like, here are all the colors in the palette.
Yeah.
Which ones are you drawn to? What do you want to paint with?
Yeah.
Choose from there after.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
it's kind of, it's a bit ignorant or arrogant just to, be so closed-minded and just go, I just want to play this certain genre or this person's artist style, and it's like
metal.
I guess
it's metal.
Basically, if you want to grow, I mean, you just don't close yourself off.
Yeah.
The more open you can be, the more you take in
100%.
things. If you fuel that growth.
Yeah.
I guess that's actually, before I went to that
That's
tangent,
a good point. Yeah.
it's sort of like
Take that home. Yeah.
like growth or like reward or satisfaction, I think, is also like, that's something especially for those kids who don't particularly enjoy guitar or just like what they're doing really at that current time. I kind of have that kind of, like, I'd like them to have that kind of mindset where they're just like, if you're not finding it fun, at least find it sort of satisfying that you feel like you're getting better at what you're doing.
Yeah, right, okay.
At least, like, because if you're not getting that either, then you're really just, you're going to be miserable when you play the instrument, right?
Exactly. Oh.
So that's like,
But you just
those kind
swore.
of things, miserable.
I'm kind of like questioning my guitar teaching now.
No, like, I mean,
It's like, there's a lot to learn, and you know what I mean? Like, when you're in the lesson, like, is this the best for the student?
Or you're just like, I haven't sight rated this yet, but I'm gonna try doing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, those situations. I guess one thing I guess we haven't really addressed is, how did you start your musical journey?
Yeah.
God, I can't remember. It's a long
You just
time
came
ago.
out of the womb and went like,
Yeah, just playing guitar like no.
Hendrix.
No, I guess I actually got like, I remember, it's really weird. I remember my first guitar lesson.
wow.
Yeah.
I was like 12 or something. And which I thought was a good age to start. I was like listening to like Pete Murray, Opportunity. And then I was like, kind of weird, but like Evermore, like Surrounding You, and Nickelback, and Eskimo Joe, and
photograph.
all that kind
London
of like,
Bones.
yeah.
Black fingernails.
I actually wrote like an email when I was in grade 6 to Eskimo Joe, like, good luck at the Arias.
Oh my god, that's cool.
And they're like, thanks. Yeah.
He actually they responded.
Yeah, I think
the
the
PR
manager.
at least. Oh my god, that's cool.
I thought I was like, cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I started being that kind of person, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I got more into like classic rock, like boomer kind of rock.
Yeah.
No, like like Beatles and
Hell yeah.
Led Zeppelin and
Yeah.
all that. There's like Wolf Mother as like that starting kind of band into
haven't
psych
heard-
rock, and
I haven't heard of Wolf Mother.
they're like Aussie, like you might. There's songs on like TV, like there's one song, "Joke and the Thief."
That name sounds familiar, but yeah, probably I'll listen.
Yeah, it's like really.
It's so good.
It's classic like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin.
Okay, right.
That one song in particular.
Psychedelic twin.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Wait, tinge.
but it's kind of like it got me into all that kind of old school Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, right.
I think School of Rock was like an influence, like many people. But,
right.
And
I guess that's how I got into it. That's like off the top of my head.
And at what point, if this isn't derailing, did you start songwriting? And did it begin as instrumental or
I've always loved
words?
Yes, I always loved like writing lyrics, and like when I was a kid, I loved writing stories and all that kind of stuff.
What did you used to write about? Because I used to write about some whack things.
I wrote some weird in primary school thing about Little Red Riding Hood, but it was like a horror story. And
I've got a song now that's about Little Red Riding Hood. So
wow,
it's really funny.
I have to check it out.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
What else? Like, do you mean when I was a kid writing stories and stuff?
Yeah, like songwriting or just like stories in general?
Well,
sorry, I thought you were like,
No, in general, like it all. I really think part of my reason why I was writing lyrics was because I came from writing some stories like this guy gets his leg bit off by a shark to to like random. I actually never had to like a poetry exercise in grade 6, and I was like, oh yeah. But originally I started writing like comedic stuff. Yeah. Like, oh, there's a bird and someone happens to walk under the tree and, just like really random stuff to make people laugh. And then it got into like this really dramatic, like I would write, from like books and just random things. And then eventually I started writing about myself. But how did your timeline evolve?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me think about that. I think like, I think there was some, trying to be funny, and when the teacher read it out, that got a laugh from the class. Yeah. But, I was a kid, so it's okay. Yeah. And then, I don't know. When I got to like high school or whatever, just like started playing guitar and, I was listening to, I guess, a lot of, as I said, Beatles and all that kind of stuff as a good example. And, I loved like John Lennon's lyrics, and I know he gets a bit of a bad rap these days, but he's an amazing songwriter and musician.
That's undeniable, at least.
Yeah. I didn't mean to go into that, but Then kind of got into, I don't know, like I like that stream of consciousness kind of thing. Like a song like, I don't know if you know Across the Universe by the Beatles. That was my first one that pulled me in. Yeah.
I got to see one of my other favourite artists performing it.
Person, so I don't know.
It's just, it kind of feels like it's flowing and
it is
all different imagery and
it's like
psychedelic.
The life force of the universe.
Life force.
Have you not heard this song, Patrick?
No.
I think that's a great way to describe it. It's like... Yeah.
This is just like this current. I don't know. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that kind of thing. What else? I don't know. I guess just listening to something and emotionally connecting with it and like it being cathartic or something like... Radiohead's a great example of that kind of... thing when you're feeling a bit depressed maybe, and then like
you just put it on,
you get it, like you're
helps carry you through a feeling. There's this one that I've like put on repeat in the car, although my new car doesn't have a CD player, so it's been a long time since I've used my CDs.
Didn't you get another CD player though?
No, it's an FM transmitter and the thing just broke, so now I'm back to just listening to the radio, which is okay sometimes, but not when I want to put Radiohead on repeat. Anyway, there's this one song, Body Snatchers.
Yeah, oh
my God, the way... I
was like thinking of that one when I was saying that.
Oh my God.
So weird.
That's so cool. And it kind of...
But actually...
It goes through this... It's kind of distorted. And then when it opens up into this bridge section, it's like, how the light's gone out for you. Yeah. And it's just like...
He says he's a lie at the end or something.
It's...
Yeah.
Is that in Rainbows?
Yeah.
In Rainbows, disc 1, disc 2, which one?
I think it's the second song.
Is it the second song?
Second song of the album.
Second song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great song.
Great album.
So good, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Songs like that are just like, that's what, sometimes I find it, sometimes I think I'm like, I can't even think about, like, I love music, but I think about putting on a song and I'm like, that will just unravel me right now. That's such a...
Yeah.
Songs can just go... They don't just... I guess it's not even unraveling. It's just like... They're just going to crack open your rib cage and...
I think, do you know the... I think a good example of that is like, do you know Gang of Youths? Do you listen to them ever? Or
Listen to a bit of them.
Have a bit.
Go Farther in Lightness. That was like a really... to me, that was really inspirational because the singer...
I haven't actually... It's the one about his... Is it about his father?
Yeah, no, I think that's the latest one, but I haven't actually listened to that one properly.
Wait, is Father in Lightness the album?
Yeah,
the whole album,
like
right?
2017, 2018
Yeah,
or something.
I'm familiar with a couple of songs, but not all of it.
I remember listening
it's like
to
conceptual
some.
in a way,
but
yeah.
Did he struggle with addiction or
I think he had
something?
addiction. He attempted suicide, and he's someone died close to him, and
Wow,
all
that
this insane
sucks.
stuff. But then he kind of was able to turn it around, and
Yeah.
you know, it's obviously quite an inspirational story.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very cathartic listen, and like kind of stuff like that I really like, where it's like, you know, you kind of you know, it's almost like, without sounding wanky, but like spiritual in a way, and like kind of like it's really hitting you in the core, and
it gets you somewhere. Like, you feel like it's like music that makes you feel like you want to be a better human in some ways, right? Or like at least feel
when you listen to those songs and those kind of, you know, things, do you instantly want to go write your own, or do you sit with it, or do you have to hear it again, or what's
I'm like almost as passionate about listening to music, so like I think like for me I like I don't know, I feel like I like to think of I like how it connects with me, like a song, I try to like almost separate, I don't know what about you guys, but like I try to separate, like, you know, like I'm listening to the guitar, I'm just trying to listen as like a passive listener,
like each
about my day, which is kind of, I know that's kind of different, but maybe
you listen to each track, like try to focus in on one,
or the
whole thing.
I know, sorry, I didn't explain it properly, but I know how like you know, maybe musicians, and I definitely do this, like you listen to a song and you're like thinking about the different layers and what's happening here musically. But sometimes I just like to listen for the emotional kind of impact, because you need to bring that, if you want to write a good song, it's like you want to bring that out too, like,
so you sort of just zone out in a bit just so that you can get the bigger picture a bit better. Or
just listen, because I enjoy listening, and then writing happens like separately, I think, for me. If that makes sense.
And do you, I don't know, like in terms of writing your own stuff, like, is that how you know it's like, all right, this one's good, this one's right? Like, do you experience that with your own songs?
Yeah, it's like an intuitive feeling of like, this feels like I've hit the nail there. Like, and I feel that like release of emotion in a way, like, because that's what it is in a way for me. Like, it's journaling, that kind of thing. And
I think, I guess it would feed back into how you started, where you're really trying to pay attention, or you're playing by ear because that's what matters to you, how the music sounds, rather than any kind of theoretical concept.
Definitely.
Any kind of like, who cares if this guitar part's simple, or like that kind of thing, right?
Definitely,
where it's like,
I think the best guitar parts are often simple, or
just ones that just at least achieve it. Like, they have a certain thing they aim to achieve, and they kind of get that.
That's probably a better way to put it.
Did you ever so you were in the, I'm guessing, the singer-songwriting stream as well?
Oh, no, actually, for some reason, I decided to get the contemporary guitar stream.
I don't remember.
But I always felt like, I had this weird perception that, like, I didn't want my songwriting tainted by educate, you know,
I had
it was kind of weird.
I had that exact thing.
No, I know what you
mean. I was originally...
I didn't study... It's kind of why I didn't go into tertiary, actually, in some ways, where I was like, do I actually need this? Am I going to get tainted? It sounds so weird out of context, but like, so...
No, like, I think it's a common musician thing,
As someone who, was in both of those positions, I was like, I don't want people to think that I only learned how to write music or how to emote or care by going to university.
Yeah.
And especially...
I think that's a bit kind of it too. Yeah, that's definitely it for me, yeah.
And songwriting, especially because that was a, massive part of my identity.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm going to go in and then someone's going to hear my song and they'll go, oh, that's because you worked with such and such. And I'll be like...
It's like, oh, that's why. It's because you...
Because I went through this and that and that, and then I came to this recovery position.
It's because you went to, like... Don't...
Yeah. Like it's because you went to Berkeley, like it's like that thing that gets thrown around all the time. But yeah,
I don't know. Would you be more open to it now, or do you actually? Do you collaborate at all with songwriting ever, especially lyrics wise?
With other people.
Yeah, because I know modes of appreciation.
Yeah,
like,
that's more like just jamming kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think just working on jazzy kind of stuff. Yeah. But I think also I'm doing a song with do you know Geronimo from Collarts? Geronimo Sanchez.
Sound familiar?
Yeah, he was from Mexico, and then he came and studied here, but then he went back home, and then now he's back here after COVID. So collaborating with him, which will be exciting.
Cool.
Like Geronimo, but the J is pronounced as a H.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Is that how you're supposed to pronounce Geronimo?
I hope so. I hope I got it right. Yeah.
Imagine.
No, I think so, yeah.
There is no way, Jose.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking of. Like, the J is a H, but yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, you're collaborating with Geronimo?
Yeah. And it's kind of like a... I think that was a question.
That's the question,
kind of in that kind of like folky psych kind of... Similar to the Moonlight Dream. It was actually a song about kind of coming out of lockdown and like... opening, like when you're doing basic stuff after lockdown, like going out again.
Yeah.
And like, what the fuck's this? Or like...
absolutely. Yeah.
So anyway, it's a good time and it'll be out soon.
I guess, how do you manage... So, you're in modes of appreciation, but you also do your solo work and you've got a collaboration now that we've found out now.
Oh, yeah.
How do you manage all that? Like, going around all those projects?
And are you in any others?
Not really. I think they're the main.
Yeah.
Like, say, I might help friends out here and there and stuff, but like classic. No, but I think my solo project's definitely my main project, as well as modes as well.
Yeah.
And I guess they just fulfill different needs for me creatively. Like, I love improvisation and like getting like the feel of like it's a work in progress while you're jamming. If that makes sense. Like, and you go from one thing to another and.
Yeah, I'm just
that kind of stuff.
That's like us. We're just like we.
So I don't know if you were like running out of time or something.
They're connecting.
No,
this happens.
We kind of.
You relate to that.
No, we kind of we're kind of the opposite, to be honest.
Oh right, yeah.
We
That's good though.
Yeah, but it's like we're kind of So I can't get my head around. Maybe because it's all the sheet music. Maybe it's all the lessons. Every guitarist's worst nightmare.
Wait, what do you mean? Like,
as in like the classical. It's like, if you're a classical musician, you can't improvise. I don't know.
That
kind
of.
of.
Saying you don't like improvising, or
I like the idea of it. I just can't do it.
I actually,
not really. Like I've tried. I think I've gotten a bit better at it, but still not great.
Right.
I think
it's not the only thing to. Yeah. It's just like one of my. Sorry.
No. I just got excited. I was just thinking about things. It's such a big thing. We actually had a class. I wonder how you would go. Like, I don't know, because there's like a try to class or something, I think, and it was an improv class with Collarts.
I did that thing. With Anita or something. I don't know if you had heard.
Well, I was a bit earlier, I think. So I only had 4 people in my try originally.
Yeah.
And so it was with Phil. And Phil Bywater is...
And is his wife.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep.
I have no idea who this is, but let's go.
But the thing is, you had to like just... there were some people who like struggle with letting go more. But I think a lot of it is holding on to that. Some people are like, oh, what if I do a thing and it sounds bad? But sometimes
it's
you
like censoring yourself.
Yeah.
I usually just default to like atonal craziness, as people in the band rehearsals will know. I guess like
I'm just being chromatic.
Yeah, just being chromatic. I'm just adding all
it's
these
all
extra.
intentional.
Yeah. I won't soddy like jazz, you know, and say that it's just jazz. But like, will we be seeing kind of that improvisation on that gig at the Workers Club on March 30th?
Definitely. Yeah. So that's the thing I've been trying to incorporate more into the live band. Is more of like the more guitar solo kind of improvised things, because I love that as well. And then I guess on the EP it's more folky, but I want to kind of go into more of that kind of direction with my music, more with like electric guitar and at the moment, so if that answers the question. Cool.
So as we kind of just went over it, but you're performing March 30th at the Workers Club with your band or with Modes of Appreciation?
Actually, no, this is with the solo band.
Oh, sorry.
There will be Modes of Appreciation gigs coming up, but
okay, my bad. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Fun fact, and Saffron Moore will be supporting.
Yes, Saffron Moore will be supporting. Amazing vocalist. And Sidetracked. I think she's leading the band. Actually, she's the front person of the band.
Oh, that's right.
So I think it's like Sidetracked featuring Saffron Moore in your promotions.
Yeah.
And then
that's right.
Yeah, and then I think it's another band called the Kids Next Door. So
that's
should
right.
be cool.
Sorry, the name.
Hey, the
Kids Next Door.
That's good. This is across the road. Cool. Hell yeah, man.
I will try to say this in a more polite way, but to our viewers, is there anything else that you'd like to add that aren't your last words? But
last words. Oh no.
No, it's like Ned Kelly reference.
Oh yeah, that's why I said oh no, because then he died.
Oh yeah.
So
No weird premonitions. Fuck, I don't know. Where do you go from there?
Not your last words, but
no, not really. I guess enjoy your life.
But you're just gonna keep on making music forever.
Probably. It seemed that way so far. So
cool.
No, I just kind of like doing that. And capturing moments in time and all.
So looking forward to reflecting back on this chronicling.
Yeah, I think that's
life.
what I like doing and remembering it's almost like taking a photo and then looking back on it. I know it sounds so cliche, but it's true.
I know it does. I completely
mentioned that one. I mentioned that because of Michaela, actually, because she used that kind of analogy before. I think I said that in like 2 podcasts ago. I'm like, like a couple of podcasts ages ago, where it's like your songwriting or your songs are kind of like a time capsule.
Yeah, definitely.
About what you were feeling about during that time.
And to see how you've grown and developed and where your head was at. And
absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm excited. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we're excited we're excited to hear what comes next.
Thanks.
Have a lot of collaboration with Geronimo.
Probably it's nearly been mastered, so we'll be out in the next month or 2. Awesome. I'm really excited about it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, shameless plug-in time.
Yeah.
So, if you enjoyed this episode of No Socks, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, check out Dom Brinkley. What levers, you have a link tree?
Yeah. Dom Brinkley music.
Yeah, Dom Brinkley. In the description of this YouTube video.
And come to the gig on the 30th.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Workers Club.
Workers Club. That's right.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be good.
Hopefully. Either
way,
hopefully play well.
I'm excited.
Yeah. That's
midweek kind of gig. So
that's been episode 11 of No Socks with Dom Brinkley. I've been your host Pat. It's Kate Sith, Katie. Yep.
It's okay.
And that's it. Over and out.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Bye.